Soil compaction has been the silent enemy of farmers for centuries. Hard, dense soil limits root growth, reduces water infiltration, and starves plants of nutrients. I learned firsthand how even carefully tilled beds can turn heavy and lifeless if the structure is ignored. That's when I discovered the no-compaction mulch bed method, a simple yet revolutionary approach that preserves soil structure while feeding it naturally. Instead of digging, turning or stomping, this technique relies on layering organic matter strategically to maintain air pockets, encourage beneficial life, and prevent compaction from foot traffic or rain. The results were remarkable. Soft, spongy soil that supported larger, healthier plants and reduced maintenance dramatically. This method is not new. It's based on centuries of traditional farming practices where observation, patience, and working with nature created resilient soils. You know, applying it correctly turns ordinary beds into living ecosystems, capable of producing richer yields with less effort. Mulch beds prevent compaction by protecting soil from direct impact. Traditional beds often compact because soil is exposed to foot traffic, rain, and the weight of machinery. A well-prepared mulch bed works differently. Thick layers of straw, leaves, or shredded plant material act as a cushion, absorbing impact and preventing soil particles from being pressed together. Over time, this layer decomposes, feeding microbes and worms while maintaining a loose, airy structure underneath. To apply this, first clear the bed of weeds and debris. Spread a 3 to 4 inch layer of organic mulch evenly across the surface. Avoid walking directly on the bed. Instead, use stepping stones or raise pathways. Over weeks, the soil beneath becomes soft, friable and ready for planting. Layering mulch strategically encourages root growth and soil life. The no-compaction method, well, it really emphasizes alternating layers of organic material. You start with coarse plant matter, such as small twigs or shredded corn stalks, to create these important air pockets. Then you follow with finer materials like straw, leaves or compost. Each layer, you see, serves a purpose. The coarse layers prevent settling and compaction, while the finer layers help retain moisture and feed those vital soil organisms. Historical records show that traditional farmers, in fact, layered organic materials in this way, allowing plants to thrive without repeated tilling or mechanical intervention. So, practically speaking, a bed might start off with, say, a 1/2 inch layer of twigs or straw, then you'd add about a 1 inch layer of shredded leaves, and finally top it all with 1 inch of composted kitchen scraps. This particular combination, you see, produces soil that's both well-structured and, honestly, quite nutrient-rich. One of the key advantages of these no-compaction beds is really the protection they offer against erosion. Heavy rainfall can compact or wash away exposed soil, especially in lighter soils. Mulch acts as a buffer, breaking the force of raindrops and allowing water to soak slowly into the soil rather than hitting it directly. This preserves pore space, maintains air pockets, and prevents the crusting that limits root penetration. In practice, apply mulch evenly across the bed and ensure it overlaps the edges slightly. For sloped areas, consider creating shallow terraces or ridges, allowing water to percolate gradually rather than running off. The method fosters beneficial soil organisms that, further prevent compaction. Healthy soil is alive with worms, fungi and bacteria, all of which really naturally maintain a loose structure. Mulch beds encourage these organisms by providing food and shelter. Worms tunnel through the layers, aerating soil, while fungi break down tough plant matter, releasing nutrients and, improving soil aggregation. This biological activity ensures that soil remains loose and fertile over time, even under regular planting and harvesting cycles. For application, avoid disturbing the bed excessively. Replenish mulch as it decomposes and allow natural processes to aerate the soil rather than relying on mechanical turning. Mulch beds are versatile and can be applied in many types of farming. Whether you manage vegetable plots, grain fields or herb gardens, the no-compaction mulch bed can be adapted really. Raised beds benefit because the mulch maintains structure and moisture while reducing labour, which is quite handy. Row planting in larger fields works with strategically placed mulch pathways to protect soil. Even small-scale urban farms can implement this method, layering organic matter over confined plots to preserve soil integrity and reduce watering needs, For larger plots, consider sectioning beds into manageable zones, replenishing mulch in rotations to keep soil consistently loose and fertile. Honestly, it makes things much easier in the long run. Maintaining a no-compaction bed is simple, but it does require a bit of attention. Once established, these beds really require minimal maintenance, but, observation is key. Monitor moisture, top up decomposing layers, and check for settling in high-traffic areas. Avoid stepping directly on the soil, as compaction pretty much negates the benefits of the mulch. Historical farming accounts emphasize that the success of such beds depended on careful observation and minimal disturbance, allowing nature to do most of the work. For example, after harvest, leave plant residues and add fresh mulch to feed the soil and maintain structure over the off-season. No-compaction mulch beds transform soil into a living, resilient ecosystem. This method demonstrates the power of working with natural processes. Instead of fighting compaction with tillers, spades or heavy machinery, thoughtful layering of organic matter creates beds that sustain themselves. Soil life flourishes, roots penetrate easily, moisture is retained and plants grow stronger. By integrating this method, farmers and gardeners can reduce labour, improve yields and protect their soil for decades. For anyone interested in practical, low-effort soil management strategies, subscribe to Husbandry. Share this guide with fellow gardeners and history enthusiasts and start building your no-compaction mulch beds to create healthy, resilient and highly productive soil ecosystems.